Zone 2 training. What is it? Who does it? Why does it matter? Do you want to do it? Welcome to Talking with Docs. I'm Dr. Brad Weiner.
How many zones are there?
So
I'm Dr. Paul Zalzon.
Yeah, so there are 5, and this is different than power zone training where there are 7 zones. This is the zone training based on your heart rate. So there's a lot of talk about this, a lot of longevity experts, a lot of fitness experts talk about zone 2. So what I would say is, first thing is, if you're doing something as far as exercise every day, you're already ahead of the game.
Yeah, for
right?
sure. Don't think, and as we talk about zone 2, don't think like, how can I train in zone 2 all the time? Try and think, how can I incorporate zone 2 into my life?
Oh, that's a good idea.
You know what I'm saying? So it's something that you normally do or normally have to do, see if you can do it and get yourself in zone 2 doing it.
Right. Right, so what exactly is zone 2? So the zones are based on heart rate and your level of exertion of exercise.
Then they're compared to your maximum heart rate. And
Right.
we've made a video to show you a few different ways to calculate your maximum heart rate.
And we recognize that we have a lot of really elite athlete subscribers and commenters. Because I was watching people like, yeah, you know what, my max heart rate's like 20 above that calculation. These are just a guide. These are a population guide. The only way to truly know is to do a Bruce protocol or do a VO2 max test or something where you're connected to an ECG instead of a chest strap versus a wristwatch, because those even have inherent variability and errors. So these are guides. But zone 2 is in the 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate. So this is like a moderate intensity. Paul, is there any way that we can know how you're in zone 2 or an estimate?
Well, you can check your pulse for one, but if you're not going to check your pulse, the way you can determine if you're actually in zone 2 is sort of how you feel. Okay. And one of the measures is, can you carry on a conversation? The idea is you can carry on a conversation, but you don't want to. Don't get that confused with that colleague at work where you're like, yeah, I could talk to that person, but I don't want to.
You're like, I'm in zone 2.
Yeah. Don't bug me.
Sorry, bro. I'm in zone 2.
Just go like this.
Other things I've heard is that you could answer the phone and speak a full sentence, but you don't want to. And some people say that you should be able to breathe in and out of your nose only, which actually is hard to do because it seems a little bit unnatural. But I like kind of the data, so I do wear a chest strap when I'm on the bike or on the treadmill.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you are.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah. So I mean, and I've done this. I go running with my kids, and I'm like, I can tell when I'm in zone 2 because I really don't feel like talking to them. They're carrying on conversations, taking selfies and stuff, and I'm like, I'm making a conscious decision to oxygenate my blood instead of talk to you right now.
Right.
So that is your sort of zone 2 area of fitness.
And I think that's a nice segue. So what's kind of happening at a metabolic level when you're in zone 2? So primarily, when you're in zone 2, you're using fat. So oxidation of fat to provide a substrate that leads to ATP, which is that little molecule that allows your little muscles to contract. So the difference, we have a video that's going to come out about this, all the different sources, from ATP to creatine to glycogen to fat. So you're staying in that primarily fat burning phase. So this is really efficient, but our bodies are a little bit slow at it. So if you go too fast or you exercise too hard, the demand for ATP exceeds your body's ability to make ATP from fat, so it has to use other sources that are depletable. Fat, we really have almost unlimited amounts of fat.
And that's why you can hang out in zone 2 just a little bit longer for some time. In fact, the recommendation is about 2.5 to 3 hours per week of hanging out in zone 2.
Yeah, and I would say session-wise, you probably want to go at least 30 minutes, and they recommend actually 45 to 60 to get to that phase. So say if you're doing like 10 minutes of zone 2 every day, that's probably actually not enough to see the benefits. So speaking of benefits, why does zone 2 matter? What has science told us about the benefits of that zone 2 area or that fat burning stage of exercise?
It's one of the areas of fitness that's kind of directly linked to lifespan and health span in our scientific literature. It's one of those things that has just been shown, hey, this will help you live healthy longer and help you live longer.
Right. And interestingly, VO2 max is actually a very direct predictor of lifespan and longevity. So this has become really popular in the last 5 to 10 years. Lots of people talking about how can we live longer and how can we live better. So if you can increase your VO2 max, this is important. So does zone 2 do that? Well, yes. So zone 2 training on a regular, steady, consistent basis gives you a really broad aerobic base. Is it the single best way to increase your VO2 max? I would say no. Studies show that zone 5 training is the best way to do that. having said that, most people can't train in zone 5.
No, it's not a comfortable place to hang out.
Which is like kind of approaching max efforts for short periods of time. This is like high intensity intervals where we may be running at like 80 to 90% for 4 minutes or something, or even up to 8 minutes, and then taking a break and then doing it again. This is where you have risk of burnout, risk of injury. So a lot of reviewers are like, I'm not going to do the zone 5. But know that with zone 2, you can slowly increase your VO2
and you're
max.
comfortable enough in zone 2 that you will do it on a microscopic level. It's actually doing. I mean, like, we know mitochondria, as you mentioned, are those organelles. Those are little things in your cells that play a crucial role in energy metabolism.
Powerhouses.
Yeah. Apparently, the biology teachers don't like that when you say now powerhouse of the cell. Yeah.
How come?
I don't know. I couldn't figure it out.
Oh, there's something else that they feel like is getting the credit?
I don't know. They don't like powerhouse of the cell. I still think of it as the powerhouse of the cell.
Interesting.
So those little organelles inside your cells are what are crucial for the energy pathway. They increase in number, they increase in size, and they increase in efficiency when you spend more time in zone 2.
Right, and the other thing that it does, zone 2 training increases something called mitophagy, which is your body's ability to say, this mitochondria here, it's not kind of pulling its weight. Let's recycle it and get a new one in its place. So how much of your training should be zone 2? So say you had a fitness goal and maybe you wanted to run a 10K or a half marathon or something. How much time should you spend in zone 2 versus the other zones?
Well, everybody's different, but the ballpark recommendation is to spend 80% of your aerobic activity in zone 2, and then 20% in zone 5. But zone 5 is just not fun for some people.
And this is what they found in elite endurance athletes like marathoners, that this is how they spend most of their time. So ironically, when you first do zone 2 training, you feel like it's too slow. You're looking at your heart rate and you're like, I feel like I'm not really doing much. So you really have to be patient and not overtrain. It's not that there are not benefits of being in zone 3 and zone 4.
They're often overlooked zones, aren't they?
They really are. But the trouble is, you're getting into more anaerobic metabolism. So this is good for shorter activities. So say you're racing in 800 meters. So not a lot of 60-year-olds are like, yeah, I'm really working hard on my 800-meter distance times.
I'm trying just to survive
just
here.
Live. And this is where zone 2 is going to make the biggest benefit. It's going to improve your life.
You're going to feel better. You really will feel better. For example, like the most basic example is something that you do every day in your life is go up and down stairs. You know what I mean? And if you try this, spend some time in zone 2, try getting up to 2.5, 3 hours a week. Guarantee you, next time you go up a flight of stairs, you're going to be like, wow, that was a lot easier to get up that flight of stairs.
Yes, and we know that the fitter we are, the stronger we are, the better our mobility and flexibility is, the higher the chances are that we're going to age successfully, that we're not going to have a fall, that we're not going to have the consequences of a fall. So this is the purpose of our channel. We just want people to live longer, healthier lives. Don't obsess about zone 2 though. This is simply a guideline.
That's it. And you know what? There is good evidence that you will be happier.
Yes.
I mean, it helps mental health.
There you go. Leave a comment about your thoughts about exercise training, about zone 2, whether you wear a heart rate monitor, whatever.
Hey, Brad, do you know how many subscribers we have on YouTube now?
1 million?
That's right. That's why we're wearing these glasses. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much. If you're not, help us to get to 1,000,001. Thanks to my brother-in-law, Ben, who made these glasses for us.
Oh, no way.
Yep, on his 3D printer. And if you know where we just stole that script from and the idea to wear these glasses, leave a comment. There's a very common clip you see on YouTube.